Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Hazeeq, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Egld. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of the screen. Now let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart, you can see that we did drop below our January low, which I don't really like, but it's still okay because we haven't dropped below the September/October 2023 low, which is currently our bear market low for Egld. As long as we stay above this, we are good for continuation as we are printing a higher low. You have your first low, the second low is higher, and then you have a high over here. Obviously, this high would be a double top pattern here, but the next high that we're going to have hopefully is going to be higher than this high if we can just take both of these highs as one, and that would be your uptrend. Now, this is a double top pattern. Like I said, you have a resistance line. You got rejected off of it twice. If we take a trend line from the top here and we drag it all the way down to, we can just use the candles here, the bodies of the candles for measurements, and then we drag it down from the neckline, which is down here, to the target, which would be $32. We dipped almost exactly to $32. We were actually sitting at 33, but that was a really good retracement there. We dropped back down to the purple support block. We had this on the charts beforehand. I showed this based on the July local top, the June local top, and then a few back tests of support throughout the first half of 2023. We managed to break above that in October, and now we came back down for a retest of support. From here, hopefully, we'll have another move to the upside. As you can see, we still have the fib from the last video where we looked at the low from January to the high in December 2023. Unfortunately, we did not manage to get to the 1.618 target. A lot of altcoins actually managed to get to the 1.618 from their January low. So they did get to the 1.618. From there, they started retracing back down. And in this case, obviously that did not happen. Still, if you were looking to take some profits at $75, $70, you could have done that. As of right now, this fib is not usable. What we can do instead is we can add a fib to the chart with targets to the downside. So just like that, we'll use the top from March and we'll use the bottom from January once again. And the 1.618 target here is at $33.64, and that has been met perfectly. Let me add the price tag there. So this played out. Supposedly, this should be the bottom for this move, right? We don't know yet. We don't know if there's going to be another crash because of some escalation in the Middle East or another COVID correction or whatever it may be. We don't know. However, it's likely this was the end of the pullback. If it was and you entered, congratulations. If it wasn't, make sure to have some buy limit orders ready and set to go. Just like I was telling you to have buy limit orders down here when the price was up here. So if you had your buy limit orders, you got filled, that's great, perfect. The only thing that is worrying right now is the fact that the price action candles are bouncing off the 20 EMA on the daily chart. So when we corrected here in March, we had the first retracement. We ran into the 20 EMA. Another retracement, a lower low. We ran into the 20 EMA. Another retracement, a lower low. And now we're running into the 20 EMA once again. So this is just a local downtrend that we are in. And after this massive move to the upside, of course, you're going to have some downside afterwards, which is fine. It's a mid-cap project, so we're not going to expect, a 500x or 100x even from Egld. But this is a decent project, and from the local top, as you can see, it dropped just like any other mid-cap to high-cap altcoins throughout this pullback, which was 58, 60, 62%. And hopefully, like I said, this is it for the pullback. was a really good buying opportunity for anyone hoping to get into Multiversx, but we do want to break above the 20 EMA, and we do want to break above this blue block that was our support here, but we just blasted through it in April. So we had it as resistance back in November 2023, as you can see, and then we back tested it once again in December, printed the high, a retracement back to this block as support in January this year, and then from there another move to the upside, double top pattern, and then we lose that blue block. So what's happening right now is that we're coming. And before we continue with the video, I want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon. If you're interested in getting more exclusive content, you want to support me as a creator, and you like what you're seeing here on YouTube and you want more, feel free to check out the Patreon. That's definitely a place for you. There's a 7-day free trial, which means you can get access to all of my content since the inception of the page. So that means you get podcasts, low cap gems, technical analysis, project reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. We try to do posts there on a daily basis. We cover airdrops and a lot of stuff that we don't really cover on YouTube because we don't have as much time. And of course, because patrons get more stuff and more content. And if you're interested in that, the link is down below in the description. Thank you all. Let's continue on with the video. We are retracing and hitting our heads on not only the 20 EMA as resistance, which is the yellow line, but the block itself again. And this is what we did back here in November, December 2023. Maybe we're going to have another consolidation period here. No one knows. But this is still a good buying opportunity, in my opinion, if you still don't have any Egld. Personally, Egld is one of my, I believe, top 15 holdings in my wallet. And I'm staking the tokens or the coins in my Ledger Live app, earning passive income here and there. And if you want to do the same, like I said, these are good prices. I'm not a financial advisor, of course, so you should always do your research before you buy these coins. And these are a few levels for you to eyeball on the Fibbonacci retracement here. So these are 3 extension levels that we have: $40, $37.37, and then $33.5. Taking a look at the daily RSI, let's see what's going on here. So clearly, we dropped below that in March, back test of resistance there, and a move to the downside. Look how perfectly we back tested this as resistance. And this was our previous support here. Really good. And look at that bearish divergence there, giving us a bit of a, looking glass into the future. And then we got oversold here below the index of 30 in April. That was a really good buying opportunity, and now we're slowly recovering. So we'll see if we have another leg down afterwards. Maybe what's going to happen is that we're going to fill this wick, which sometimes happens. If you print a big wick to the downside, you start retracing slowly, and then you have another correction and you actually fill this wick with candles. So you come down, you print essentially a double bottom pattern, and from there you have a move to the upside. Maybe that's a potential play here. Regardless of what it is, we don't have to try to guess really what is going to happen. The lower it goes, the more you buy. Simple philosophy, simple logic, and it's a very profitable logic as well. Let's switch over to the weekly chart. All right, a quick look at the weekly chart here. If we zoom in, we have a Fibonacci retracement. This is actually the daily, my apologies. Let's switch to the weekly. There we go. So this is the weekly chart. We have a fib on the charts from the bottom in October up to the all-time high in November 2021. As you can see, what happened here is that we ran into the 0.382 Fibonacci level, and that caused a massive crash, because obviously this is a massive resistance level. We got rejected from that area back in August 2022. We failed to break through, and now we're back down at a support level. You can see we have a support at $37.26 over here. That's going to be a good level for you to look at if we do end up coming back down there again. Now, my hope here is that we don't stay below the 55 EMA on the weekly for too long, because we do not want to have a bearish cross on the weekly. We just managed to get a bullish cross back in January, and that was your bull market confirmation, essentially. Because when you have the bullish cross, that essentially means you're starting a bull market uptrend for the project. Not always, but most of the time. But now if we stay below the 55 for too long, the EMAs are going to get dragged down, and that will cause another bearish cross. Although it may, even if we do have a bearish cross, it may not be for a very long time like we had this few years of a bear market after we got the bearish cross there in May 2022. But you know, it could, you know, just be a confirmation of a local downtrend on the weekly chart for just maybe a month or 2 or 3. We don't know, because after the previous halving, we did have, I believe, around 6 months of consolidation. Is that going to happen once again? We don't know, because things are different this time. We have institutions, we have a new all-time high before the halving, and we don't really have a minor capitulation anymore. So it's interesting how things are going to play out. I'm still holding my coins. I'm not selling whatsoever. And if you take a look at the weekly RSI, we dropped below the support block that we had. The next level would be all the way down here if we have a massive crash. Target the yellow block that we've been back testing since June 2022. That's between 31.6 down to 30 on the RSI, and that's going to be a golden entry point for all of you guys. Even if you have a position already, that's going to be a really good buying opportunity for a short-term trade as well. Thank you all for watching this video. Hopefully you have been taking advantage of these recent pullbacks, and hopefully all of our portfolios are going to be very fruitful during the next year or so. Take care and goodbye.